What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is main deck Monday, and today we're going to go over one of the decks that won a lot of states, and that is Mega Rayquaza Jolteon. I know we featured a couple of these on the videos, but today we're going to go over the deck, we're going to explain it, and we're actually going to show it in battle and actually commentate about it while we're playing it. So if you've never seen the deck before, today is going to be a good day for you because I love this deck. Now, your main attacker is going to be this Mega Rayquaza with the attack Emerald Break. This attack does 30 damage times a number of rear bench Pokemon. So at 5, you're doing 150, but with the Sky Field, that allows you up to 8 bench Pokemon. You can do 180 damage. We know what this card does. We've seen it a lot, and it has the trait Delta Evolution. You may play this card from your hand to evolve a Pokemon during your first turn, or the turn you play that Pokemon, which is why the deck is such a good deck. 3, Dragon Rayquaza with the Dragon Claw. That's why you kind of play it, because the Dragon Claw is such a good attack. 30 can knock out Jolteon-EX, and maybe some other Pokemon that have 30 HP, like Feebas, I'm pretty sure has 30, which is pretty nice if you can get away with it. Alright. So, 3-3 Mega Rayquaza. Now, one of Mega Rayquaza's downfall is Night March, but don't worry, we have ways to take care of Night March with this deck. Of course, we play Jolteon-EX. It has the attack Flash Ray. It does 70, and during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to his Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. So if your opponent's playing only a basic Pokemon deck, you could just go a solo Jolteon-EX route and just keep using Flash Ray over and over again, and eventually just win the game because your opponent can't counter the Jolteon-EX, which is really cool. 1 Aegislash with the Mighty Shield, saying that it can't be hurt by Pokemon with special energies, which is really nice. It could tank some Pokemon. I know people play Hex Maniac to get around Aegislash, but it's always nice to have it in the early game to set up or wall against maybe Night March while you're setting up a Jolteon on the bench. And 1 Jirachi with Stardust. Discard a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. If you do, prevent all effects of attacks, including damage done to his Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. So once again, another attacker that cannot be hurt by your opponents unless, you know, under a special condition, which is really cool. So those are how we're going to get taken care of Night March. And other stuff like Toad, you kind of just promote Aegislash and just win. They have Hex Maniac, but they can only Hex you for so many times before they just run out of it, and Aegislash just wins, which is really nice. 2 Hoopa and 4 Shaymin. Shaymin to help set up to draw 6 cards in your hand, and 2 Hoopa for the Scoundrelling to search for 3 EX Pokemon, except for Hoopa-EX, which is really nice. You can just search for Mega Rayquaza, maybe Rayquaza, Jolteon, and Nishebe. Keep on drawing, draw through a lot of your deck turn 1, and pretty much just win the game. The energies is a 4 DC and 4 Lightning. Lightning is for the Mega Rayquaza, I mean for the Jolteon, sorry, but Mega Rayquaza as well, because you can Mega Turbo to it. Alright, so let's go over everything else in the deck. 2 Battle Compressor, discard 3 cards out of your deck. 3 Mega Turbo, attaching basic energy from your discard pile to one of your Mega Evolution Pokemon, and this is why you can attack on your first turn. With the combination of Mega Turbo and Mega Rayquaza with the Delta Evolution, you can evolve on the first turn, attach a DC, Mega Turbo, Lightning to your active, and attack on the first turn, which is really nice. 4 puzzle times, and you're basically use this for the second one if you play 2 cards. If you play 2 of these, put 2 cards from your discard pile into your hand, which can search out like a DCE, maybe a Link, maybe a Sky Field, maybe a Shaymin. Anything you need, you can get with puzzle time. But the first effect is pretty useful as well. You can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them back in any order, which is really nice. 1 Sacred Ash, shuffle 5 Pokemon from your discard pile back into your deck. Now, some people are going to say, you only play 1 of these, you get Sycamore way earlier, then it's kind of useless, but don't worry, we have Puzzle Time, so you can always Puzzle Time back a Sacred Ash to shuffle 5 Pokemon from your discard pile back into your deck, which is really cool. 4 Ultra Ball, 4 via Seeker, pretty much staples in almost all decks, just like 4-4, pretty much staples. 1 AZ, put 1 Pokemon into your hand, discard all cards attached to it. 1 Hex Maniac to shut down abilities, so that way you can get through Aegislash if you need to, if your opponent plays 1 as well, because you only play DCs and Lightning energies, so eventually Aegislash could win you the game, but you can Hex Maniac and knock out an Aegislash pretty easily, which is nice. 1 Judge, shuffle, both players shuffle their hand into the deck and draw 4 cards. 1 Lysandre, 3 Sycamore, 1 Skyla, which might seem kind of weird because the whole concept of the deck is to go really fast, but with Skyla you can search deck for a trainer card, reveal it, put it to your hand, and shuffle your deck afterwards. And with this, you can search for puzzle time, and then use the other puzzle time that you have in your hand, use both of them, and get 82 cards out of your discard pile, which is really neat. And you can get a Sky Field if you want to, which is cool if you just need a Sky Field to keep a chain going. One Xerosic discard a tool or a special card attached to any Pokemon to play, which is great. Maybe you need to attach maybe, I don't know, a Double Dragon attached to a Giratina, making them where they can't use Chaos Will, maybe on Night March, maybe on Toad. There's a lot of things you can use Xerosic for Sky Field, so you can have up to 8 Pokemon on your bench, which is really, really nice. That's how you can hit for 240. 240 damage is the max you can do with Mega Rayquaza, which is amazing. 2 Float Stone to give your Pokemon free retreat, and 3 Rayquaza Spirit Link. So the way you're going to retreat sometimes is maybe with AZ, maybe with Float Stone, but then also remember that Jolteon has a free retreat cost, which is really nice. Shaymin has a 1, Aegislash has a 3, which is pretty hefty. Jirachi has a 1, and Hoopa has a 2. So you have to be careful with your Float Stones, but you do have AZ and Puzzle Times to pick up Pokemon. And there is Mega Rayquaza Jolteon. If I remember correctly, I think this is Jose's list from week number 2. But I do like it a lot. It has a lot of counters with the Jirachi, the Aegislash to kind of like Size Toad, maybe Night March. And then you have Mega Rayquaza just to destroy everything else. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. And let's see the deck in action right now. Alright, we're putting against LABIBAZ, playing a Grass, Dragon, Psychic, and a Colorless deck. Not sure what kind of combination it is, but they'll call the coin flip. Let's see who decides to go first, and let's see what happens. And we won the coin flip, so we will get to go first, which is great. We have a turn to power up our Rayquazas, and if we whiff it, next turn we have a second chance of doing it. So my opponent gets to choose their active Pokemon. We can Ultra Ball for a Hoopa, have a crazy turn 1. They're going to select their Pokemon. We have a Mega Rayquaza already in our hand, which is great. So we see 2 Pokemon come down, and we'll press done. And let's see, what are we playing against? There's an Oddish and a Giratina, so it is some kind of Mega deck, which we do have Hex Maniac, so maybe that'll help us out a lot. We'll Ultra Ball, discard Ultra Ball, and a Judge. With this, we will grab a Hoopa. If Hoopa's not prized, there he is, Mr. Hoopa himself. Let's get out of Hoopa. Let's use the Scoundrel Ring, and yes, we'd like to search for 3 EX Pokemon. I'm going to grab a Jolteon, a Shaymin, and then maybe a Aegislash. Aegislash is great because Giratina needs special energies to play, and you have Jolteon as well, which has the Flash Ray, which makes where, the basic Pokemon cannot hurt it. So we'll grab those 3 into our hand. We'll put down the Aegislash, put down the Jolteon, put down the Sky Field, and we will play Shaymin, drawing 3 cards, and let's see what do we get off the 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, we get a DC Lightning and another Light Lightning and DC. Okay, so we're going to Lightning this guy. Yeah, we're going to Lightning this guy. We're going to VS Seeker for a Judge. Maybe we can slow our opponent down and draw 2 more. Maybe another Shaymin. Maybe another Mega Rayquaza. I'm actually looking for a Float Stone to retreat this Mega Rayquaza. There's a DC Battle Crest. We have an AZ, which is great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to VS Seeker, and with this, we are going to VS Seeker, put a Hex Maniac in the discard pile if it's in there. Let's say if it's in the deck. Hex Maniac is in the deck. We'll just discard that, and probably some Sacred Ash, probably something we don't need in this matchup. They're really not going to knock us out. And another Battle Compressor. We want to keep pretty much everything else in our deck. Let's maybe discard a Sycamore instead of the Battle Compressor because we could draw to a VS Seeker Hex, grab the VS Seeker. We could grab the VS Seeker, the Hex right now, but I'm actually going to VS Seeker for a Hex Maniac, and then I'm going to pass. Now next turn we can AZ, pick up the Rayquaza, send up the Jolteon, and start using the Flash Ray, and pretty much be good from there onto our opponent's turn. They really can't threaten us with the Giratina right now. It needs at least 2 turns to power up. There's a Latios coming down, so it looks like it's a Latios, Giratina, Vileplume deck, something that Jacob Hope piloted to Kentucky States, if I remember correctly. There's a Gloom coming down, alrighty. And I'm not sure what else he could really do. He's gonna get, if he gets the Vileplume out, we're just gonna AZ, pick up the Rayquaza, send the Jolteon. He really can't hurt us anymore, so I'm actually a-okay with this. The only person I'm kind of scared of is this Hoopa. Hoopa does, not Hoopa, Aegislash. It does have a 3 retreat cost, so we can't really retreat it. But if you Lysandres it up, he can't hurt it. So looks like we're pretty much good to go. We see a Shaymin coming down. We'll see a Shaymin come down. Draw 5 new cards. All right, let's see what 5 they get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, opponent could play like Team Flagger and Xerosic, make things kind of weird, but I'm actually okay with that. We see a Forest of Giant Plants coming down. And let's see, there's a Gloom coming down. Alright, so Gloom coming online. Now, unless my opponent plays the Vespa Queen, then he might be okay, but if he doesn't, he's going to be in trouble. Float Stone to the active, retreat to Latios. He could use Fast Raid for 80 or 40. We're not weak to Dragon. And there's a Compressor. Going to discard 3 cards out of his deck, and let's see what he decides to discard. Maybe some Oddishes and Glooms. He really doesn't need those anymore. He has this Oddish and Gloom ready to go. And pretty much we're going to win this game now. I don't see how my opponent's going to win this anymore. I guess if he plays XYEnergy, he could fast rate an Aegislash. But he has the Lysandres up, guys, and all this stuff. So we see a Compressor discarding a Love Ball, Gloom, and Oddish. I'm pretty sure there's an Acrobatic. I'm pretty sure the deck only plays like a 2/2/2 Gloom, Vileplume, Vespa Queen line. So we see discards a Trainer's Mail. Okay. And there's a XYEnergy to the active, so we'll see a fast rate doing 40. We see a Sycamore going to discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. And does he get the Vileplume down or not? That is the question. There's a Muscle Bank going down to the Latios, but I mean, Latios can't hurt our Jolteon anymore, so that's great. And there's a Unknown coming down. He could use Feral Letter to discard it, draw a card, and that's what we'll see. Alright, so Feral Letter going to discard that, draw a card. I wish we had hit a Float Stone. If we had a Float Stone, we could retreat this Rayquaza and not waste the AZ. But we will have to waste AZ. There's a Vileplume coming down. And we can't play neither one of us can play item cards anymore, but we should be okay. We'll see a fast rate for 60. Because the Muscle Band on our turn, we will AZ, pick up this Rayquaza, send up the Jolteon, and we'll attach a DC and start using Flash Ray. And that should pretty much secure us the game. So Flash Ray for 70. It might take a while to knock it out, but pretty sure my opponent can't win. I mean, they could eventually maybe Lysandre it multiple times, but I mean, there's no way. They have less cards than us. They can't really hurt our Jolteon unless they Lysandre around it. But the deck probably plays like 1, maybe 2 Lysandres. So yeah, looks like we're going to take the win against this deck. We see another Latios coming down. We see a double Dragon. Wait, hold on. Prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks except damage done to his Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. Oh man, Light Pulse is actually kind of weird. Okay, that's going to make things weird for sure. Alright, so double Dragon to this Latios onto our turn. Okay. We get a Lysandre. We'll Flash Ray again for 70. Alright, so Light Pulse is going to make things interesting for sure. Alright, so what we might have to do is we might have to Lysandre this guy and Flash Ray. Okay, there's a Lysandre to bring up Hoopa. Alright. And probably see a pass. Most likely we'll see a pass. I mean, I just hope we top deck a Float Stone, then we Hex Maniac, Float Stone the Hoopa, retreat the Jolteon, take a knockout. Lysandre take a knockout. And then, yeah, then we see a Victory Streak coming down. I'm not sure how the Light Pulse thing would have worked out. He'd have to, like, I don't know, like, I don't think he could even, like, yeah, there's no way he could get around Jolteon with the Light Pulse. Maybe if he, like, Lysandre, we could have retreated, then he Lysandre again. The Light Pulse might have worked. But there we go. We see a win. Took the win against the Latios Giratina Vileplume deck. Like I said, Jacob Hope did power that to a top 4 finish at Kentucky State. But we'll see one more game with the deck here in a second. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, with a crazy Mega Rayquaza game. Alright, but against BDL playing a Water Colors and a Psychic deck. They're calling the coin flip. And let's see who wins. Maybe it's a Siphon Toad, some kind of deck, and we lost the coin flip. So we will be going second, but maybe we can get that turn 1 Mega Rayquaza crazy turn number 1. Oh, man. Oh, man. This start. Okay, so we'll start Jirachi. And we'll press done. What is that face? An evil face. What does that mean? I guess because they mulligan. So Mega Gyarados. Oh, buddy. Oh, baby. A Mega Gyarados deck. Alright. So, gonna start, gonna put, ooh, another mulligan. Alright, so 2 mulligans. Hopefully this will help our start out. So let's see what happens. Okay, another 7 coming out. And they get a Pokemon. Alright. Now, whew, if we get an Ultra Ball, we might just be really good off these cards. Hopefully we get an Ultra Ball. Let's see. Alright, yes, we'd like to draw a card. Yes, we'd like to draw a card. And still not good. We're still not in a good spot. Alright. We still need an Ultra Ball. If we get an Ultra Ball, we'll still be okay. But it's not looking good right now. There's a Trainer's Mode for my opponents. Hopefully they draw into a Judge and play it. Maybe they're like, oh, he drew into 2 extra cards. I'm going to judge him because he obviously has 2 good cards in his hand. But right now, we don't have 2 good cards in our hand. That's the truth. But Trainer's Mode for the Spear Link. See your Spear Link going to the active. And There's a Sycamore, so no Judge. Alright, so 2 Waters and Max Elixir and a Fighting Fury Belt are being discarded. And can he find another Pokemon? And if he can't, can we... Oh, there's a Hoopa. Hey, can we borrow the Hoopa, please? So Scoundering gonna search for 3 EX Pokemon. And let's see what they decide to get. Oh, but things are not looking good for Mr. Jirachi. Oh man, you can't even Stardust to protect yourself because he attached a Water Energy instead of a Splash. But there's a Gyarados, Mega Gyarados, and a Kyogre coming down. Now, luckily, our opponent really can't knock us out turn number 2 unless they have a crazy, like, Max Elixir somehow, like, Switch, Max Elixir, Float Stone, Retreat, Mega Turbo. Like, if they have some kind of crazy turn 2 like that, we could lose turn 2. There's a Ref Seas coming down, which we play Sky Field to bump it if we want to. And there's a Battle Compressor. Alright, so we're going to Compressor. We're going to discard 3 cards out of our deck. We're going to discard a Sycamore, a Skyla, and a Judge. Yeah, I guess those 3 would be okay. If we draw into a VS Seeker, all those cards would pretty much be useful. And I'm going to play a Puzzle of Time, just trying to help our top 3 cards. And, and the next card is going to be an Ultra Ball regardless. So we're going to put it that way. We're going to draw into the Ultra Ball, be okay. As long as he does not knock me out, we'll put a Lightning Energy to the active, and we'll end our turn. And to our opponent's turn. Will he get a knockout this turn? Will he have a crazy, okay, hold on, Stormy Seas. Okay, not worried about that. Splash Burn, not really worried about that. But can our opponent knock out our Jirachi this turn? If they do, we will lose the game. But nope, just a Stormy Seas and just a Tails. They had a Mega Gyarados, but they opted not to play that. And on our turn, we're going to Ultra Ball. We're going to discard a Mega Rayquaza and a Lightning Energy. With this, we're going to grab Mr. Hoopa and time to party. Alright, come on, Hoopa. We'll put down the Sky Field. We will put down the Sky Field. Hey, don't do this to me. Oh no, Sky Field, please. Pokemon, help me. Okay, we can see my discard pile. Can I move the Sky Field? Come on, Sky Field. Come on, Sky Field. You can do it. I want to use Countering so bad. No, oh no. Help me, Pokemon. Hold on, wait a second. Maybe I'll kick in. Not sure why it's frozen like that. Oh. Okay, hold on. We're gonna wait till our turn ends. Hold on. So maybe if our turn's in, it'll help us out. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and... Alright, on to our opponent's turn. Okay, so let's see what happens. Alright, can they knock us out this turn? Alright. Maybe it'll be okay. So there's a DC to the active. Oh man, I'm kind of scared. And another Stormy Seas. Alright, so a heads and a tails. Alright, we're going to try to put out Skyfield one more time. And hopefully this time it will work. Alright, so a Water Energy to the active. On to our turn. Come on, Skyfield, please work. A Hex Maniac. Come on, Skyfield. There we go. Alright, so Skyfield. Hoopa using the Scoundring. Yes, we'll search for 3 EX Pokemon. We will grab a Jolteon, Shaymin, and a Rayquaza. Okay. Jolteon has free retreat, so that's always good to grab. Shaymin to draw more cards. And the Rayquaza, because you have the Rayquaza, Spirit Link, Jolteon. I'm going to play Sacred Ash just to shuffle the Mega Rayquaza back into our deck. And we can draw one more card. Put down the Mega Rayquaza. And we will Shaymin for 5 cards. Alrighty. Could we have Stardust at turn 1? And we just pass instead? I don't know. But we get a Lysandre, another Link, a Hex Maniac. Okay, so put a DC on this guy. We will link a Jolteon, Shaymin, drawing 3, yes. Alright, and let's see, how much HP? 180, okay. So, Mega Turbo, alright, we'll put that down. We will put that there, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. We don't take a knockout. Oh, no. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is Hex Maniac, retreat, and just, yeah, we'll just Immo Break. I know it's not going to be knockouts. We're going to be 30 short. We needed one more Pokemon. Alright, so on our opponent's turn, let's see what happens. We did get a turn 3. It probably would have been a turn 2 Immo Break, and then we could have knocked out the Mega Gyarados. But on to our opponent's turn, there's a Mega Gyarados coming down. Alright, so Blast Geyser is 120. You may do 20 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon if you do discard the top 2 cards of your deck. So 120, 140, 160 is the max it could do right now, so I'm not really concerned about it too much. But it still is scary for sure. And let's see, are these guys all weak to grass? Grass, ooh, lightning. We still can't one-shot it. It's only if it had like 140 HP, that'd be great, but it doesn't. If we play Muscle Bands, we could then knock it out. But the max we could do is 140 with the Jolteon. I really need to find another Rayquaza. That'd be really cool. There's a Sycamore. Going to discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. I really don't think my opponent really plays the abilities. Like, we kind of just Hex Maniac just to get out of our hand. And, I mean, we can take a knockout next turn, that's for sure. We can, you know, Immo Break for a knockout. There's a Fighting Free Belt going to the Kyogre, give it 220 HP. Rough Sea's coming down. He's going to heal it down to 130, but we can still knock it out. 120, sorry. So 123, 6, 9, 12, 15. Still knockouts. So we're still looking good for this turn to knock it out. But now we don't have a spot for a Rayquaza. I mean, yeah, for another Rayquaza. Man, oh man, alright, but we'll see what happens. I mean, we're still looking good. We're going to take a knockout, Water Energy to Kyogre. Could use Water Pulse next turn. There's a Blast Geyser. It's going to discard the 2 and going to do 160. Alright, so on our turn, let's see what we top deck. An Ultra Ball, which, I mean, would be useful, but we don't have the Sky Field anymore. So we're just going to Immo Break for the knockout. We're going to do 150, bring it up to 270. And we'll take 2 prize cards. Hopefully one is a Sky Field. And there's a Lightning and a Mega Turbo. I guess we should at least put an energy on the Jolteon to try to use Flash Ray. On to our opponent's turn. I mean, we're still good, though. If we draw into a Sky Field, we'll pretty much have another Rayquaza kind of ready to go. We see a Water to deactivate. They could Water Pulse, put us asleep. And that would be bad because then we have to flip for a sleep. VS Seeker, let's see what they decide to get. Could get a Lysandre, Sycamore, Birch. Looks like they will go for a Birch. I guess the other 3 cards in their hand must be somewhat good. So first the Birches, and let's see what they get. And the Tails, only getting 4 off the Birch. Alrighty, we take those. And there's a Water Pulse for 30. Or 40, sorry, because I'm fighting Free Ball. And, oh man, we stay asleep. Alright, on to our turn. We get a Float Stone. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted right now, was a Float Stone. Alright. So I'm going to Lysandre up this Hoopa. And I'm going to Float Stone this Hoopa, my Hoopa as well, and then we'll end our turn, okay? We do wake up, okay? So maybe we can knock out this Hoopa next turn if we draw to a Sky Field. That is the question. If we draw to a Sky Field, do we go for a Hoopa, or do we go for another Mega Rayquaza? I think we would go for a Hoopa, and yeah, I think that'd be a better play, actually. But let's see what our opponent decides to do. Can we top deck a Sky Field? There's a Water Energy to deactive. That's not enough to retreat. Maxless are going to put a Water Energy to one of their bench Pokemon if they hit one. And they did. They put one on this Kyogre. Alright, it is getting powered up. On to our turn. We get a VS Seeker. Okay. Okay. So we get VS Seeker for a Judge. We get VS Seeker. Skyla in the discard pile. Okay, so Skyla is in the discard pile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to VS Seeker for Skyla. Alright, this is the cool thing with Skyla, what you can do. So we're going to VS Seeker for Skyla. We're going to play it. And with this, we are going to grab a Skyfield. Is there another Link in our deck? Okay, there is not another Spear Link in our deck. That's great. So we'll grab the Skyfield. Put down the Skyfield. Ultra Ball, discard a Lightning and a DCE. Okay. And with this, we'll grab a Hoopa. There he is. Alright, Hoopa time. And we are going to Hoopa, get a Shaymin and another Rayquaza. Yes, we'd like to search for those. We'll get a Shaymin and a Rayquaza. Alrighty. That's all we really need. So we'll grab those 2. We will put down the Rayquaza, put down the DCE, and Shaymin for 4. Alrighty, let's see, what do we get? We can take a knockout on the Hoopa, and all we need to do is knock out another Pokemon. We get a Xerosic, Fighting Fury Belt. Okay, so I actually kind of like our hand next turn, so I'm just going to Immo Break for the knockout. We actually can win next turn, because he might take a knockout, but then we can VS Seeker for a Skyla, getting the other puzzle times to get out an energy and a Link, and we can pretty much win the game, which is really cool. So under our opponent's turn, let's see what happens. We could have Xerosic that Fighting Fear Belt. Oh no, we Skyla last turn, sorry. Alright, so Kyogre comes up. It does, I mean, he can just knock us out regardless. He does 30 damage, Water Pulse. But yep, just the water pulse. He's going to take a knockout, but we do have the game in our hand because of the VS Seeker for Skyla, which is why I love Skyla a lot in this deck. I mean, a lot of people don't really think about Skyla, but it's really cool. Alright, so he's going to take a knockout, going down to 4, but we're going to send the Jolteon, and we're pretty much going to win this game. On to our turn, we get a Sycamore, we're going to put down, we're going to VS Seeker for a Skyla. We will Skyla for a Puzzle Time. We know the other link is prized, and there's one in the discard pile, so that's why we can do this. So we'll get a Puzzle Time, use double Puzzle of Time, play 2 copies. We will grab a Link and a DCE, we'll just go for right now. So those 2 will come into our hand, we'll put down the Link, put down the Mega Rayquaza, take a knockout. So Link, DCE, Mega Rayquaza, Shaymin, and we won't draw the cards. We'll say no. We will free retreat into Mega Rayquaza, and we will Immo Break for the knockout. And that is Mega Rayquaza Jolteon, which is a really good. I think it's a really good deck. It can pretty much beat everything. You can beat Nightmarch because you have Jolteon. They might play Xerosic, which make things kind of interesting for sure. But you play like multiple puzzle times, so you can just eventually just outbeat them. Again, mystery prize. I know it didn't show it the last time, but it was just tickets, so not the greatest thing. But let's see, what do we get with this mystery box? All I've gotten so far is really just tickets and tokens. I don't think you get anything else really. Yep, just more tokens. But hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Main Deck Monday. You guys saw how powerful Mega Rayquaza Jolteon is. I really think it's a really good deck for standard, even with the new set coming out. I think it's still a really strong set, or strong deck. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Hit that subscribe button. Alrighty.